Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Clip Your English. I'm Mia.
And I'm Ethan. We're so glad you're here with us today.
So, Ethan, we got a comment the other day that really stuck with me. Someone said, I can understand almost everything you say in these podcasts, but when I try to speak, my mind goes blank.
Oh, wow. We hear that all the time. Seriously. It's maybe the number one frustration for English learners.
It is, and it makes total sense. Understanding is a passive skill. Your brain is just receiving information. But speaking, that's active. You have to find the words, build the sentence, and get it all out in real time. It's a lot of pressure.
Exactly. So today, we're going to talk about a super powerful way to bridge that gap. It's not about memorizing more grammar rules.
No way. It's about something much more fun.
Yeah, we're talking about storytelling.
Ooh, I love this. Using stories to make your English flow naturally.
So let's just jump right in. Why do you think storytelling is so helpful, Mia?
Well, think about it. When you tell a story, you're not just listing facts. You're using the natural structure of a language. You use past tense, you use linking words like so, then, all of a sudden, you add emotions. It's like a package deal for real conversation.
That's a great point. It forces you to use grammar in context, not just in a textbook exercise. Okay, let's try a little experiment. I'm going to give you a boring, factual sentence, and I want you to turn it into a mini story. Ready?
Okay, hit me.
Y- I went to the store and I bought milk.
Okay. So I realized we were completely out of milk this morning. Uh-oh, no coffee. So I had to run to the store. And of course, the line was super long, but I finally got it.
See? Perfect. Everyone, listen to the difference. My sentence was just facts, but Mia's? She used so to show a reason. She added a problem. Uh-oh, no coffee. She used an adverb, finally. It's instantly more natural and engaging.
And I wasn't thinking about grammar rules. I was just telling a tiny, tiny story.
Right. So let's break down how to do this. We'll start with a simple structure. Every good story has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
The beginning sets the scene. Last weekend, I was just relaxing at home. It's usually in the past continuous tense. I was doing something.
Good call. Then the middle is where the action happens, the main event. This is where you use the simple past. When suddenly my phone rang, you're moving the story forward.
And then the end. This is the results or how you felt about it. It turned out to be my old friend. We ended up talking for an hour. I was so happy.
Love it. So that's the basic frame. Now let's add some color. The secret sauce is using something called time connectors. These are the words that link your ideas smoothly.
Yes. Don't just say and then. Let's give them some better options, Ethan.
For sure. To start a story, you can say, so, it all started when, the other day.
To show the next thing in sequence, then, after that, a little later.
And for when something surprising happens, this is a great one, use suddenly, all of a sudden, out of nowhere.
Ooh, and for the ending, in the end, it turned out that, finally.
Exactly. Using these words automatically makes you sound more fluent. You're not pausing as much, you're connecting your thoughts.
Okay, let's practice this together. Ethan, tell me a short story about, a time you had a small disaster in the kitchen.
Oh boy. I have so many to choose from. Okay, so I was trying to make a fancy dinner last week. It all started when I decided to make soup. Well, I was chopping vegetables, and I got a phone call. Next thing I knew, I forgot I had the onions frying in the pan.
No way!
Yes way. All of a sudden, the smoke alarm started going off. Beep, beep, beep. It was so loud. My heart was pounding.
Oh, I can imagine. So what did you do?
Well, finally, I managed to turn off the stove and wave a towel at the alarm. In the end, the onions were completely black. A total disaster. But I ordered pizza, so it was okay.
See? That was a great little story. You used the structure, the time connectors, and you also added emotion and feeling. You said my heart was pounding. That's so much better than just I was scared.
Thanks. And that's the next level, adding emotion and sensory details. Don't just say, it was a nice day. Say, the sun was so warm on my skin. Don't just say, I was happy. Say, I was so thrilled I practically jumped for joy.
Those little details are what make your story and your English come alive. It gives you a much bigger vocabulary to use.
So how can you guys start practicing this? It's easier than you think. You don't need a crazy, exciting story. The most boring story is perfect for practice.
Seriously, just try to tell the story of your day when you get home. Talk to your pet, talk to yourself in the mirror, or record a voice memo on your phone.
Yeah, the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to get your brain used to producing English in a flowing, natural way. Start with 30 seconds. Today was interesting. First, I had a meeting, and it went really well. Then I went for lunch, but the restaurant was closed, so I had to find another one.
That's it. Just that little practice every day builds a new muscle in your brain, the speaking muscle.
Before we go, let's do a quick recap. If you want to go from understanding to speaking, use storytelling.
Remember the structure: beginning, middle, end.
Spice it up with time connectors, like suddenly or after that.
And bring it to life with emotions and sensory details.
Perfect.
So this is your call to action. We have a challenge for you.
Yeah, in the comments below, we want you to tell us a mini story. It can be about anything: your day, a funny thing that happened, a dream you had. Use some of the phrases we talked about today.
And don't worry about making it perfect. We just want to see you practicing. We'll read the comments and give some hearts and feedback. We're so excited to read your stories.
Absolutely. If this video helped you and you want more ways to make your English sound natural,
Then please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next conversation.
thanks for hanging out with us, everyone. Keep practicing. And remember, every great speaker is just a great storyteller.
Bye for now.
See you next time.